Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Top of the World. Welcome back to the dungeons. Right, so we're day 3, I think, on this now. Day 4. Anyway, so yesterday I applied 4 coats of concrete treatment, and this is a liquid that's sprayed on the concrete, and I used my big airless spray gun, sprayed on. And I've covered everything, every square millimetre of this room, floor, walls, ceilings, cracks, crevices, pipes, everything has been completely coated 4 times in this. It's kind of hard to see just by looking at that, but I'll show you the results. So this is just on the floor, and you can see it's there you go, it's kind of got a sheen to it. Well, it doesn't dust anymore, right? None of the concrete is dusted. Even in this hole, right, I prepped this hole is here because the wood has been dropped down from there for years and years and years, and it's broken through and made a hole. But these walls were falling apart and they don't dust anymore, nothing comes off of them. Everything is sealed. This corner down here and this outside wall where it's leaked, this has had 6 coats. Now, don't misunderstand me. You cannot prevent water ingress from outside by doing anything on the inside at all. It won't work. I've seen tens of thousands of pounds spent over the years, more, in people trying to dry cellars from the inside. Doesn't work. But what that will do is it will stop the damp transfer direct through the plan on this bottom edge. Here is actually to let the water in, and by letting the water in, I don't even know if I want to go into that. Right, let's not go into that. This wall over here, this has been hidden. Obviously, I've cut this tin down, which was put there, and it's revealed this. This was terrible. This was just falling off the wall, and nothing at all. So this is ready for painting, and what it'll do is stop the paint from peeling off, and it will stop further dirt. Then we're not going the whole hog in here. This is not a room we live in. You see the shine on the pipes up here? So this has turned what has been a room that has constantly given up sand and gravel and dust into a completely sealed room. You can even see the sheen on the concrete. And what's really interesting about the concrete is that on a number of planks you can see wood grain. It's very clearly not wood. It's very clearly concrete. Fascinating. There's a knot there. Obviously that's not a knot because it's concrete. Okay, so we're ready for paint now. So my plan is to put 1 coat on the entire room and then build the new chute and drill my holes for wiring and all that, and then clean all that up and then give it a 2nd coat. I've only got enough paint to give it 2 coats in here, and that's it. That'll have to be what it is. And it is only a wood room, but I need to do something more and brighten it up and get the air circulation working better, and there's a number of things that have to be done in this room. It's just always been used as a wood room, but it's not suitable until the vents are in and air circulation's done and heat is applied and lights, and let's just improve the room. Right, so I've got my pump set up here next to the furnace, which is off. Well, I think for the first coat, I've never even seen in there before. What a dark and horrible, disgusting hole. Maybe you can see. It's just amazing. I've never seen behind here before. Incredible. Okay, well, that's the first coat. How do I think it went on? I think the honest truth is I don't have enough paint. I only have one more tub and that's the same as one that's gone on. I think to give it a really good finish, it needed 4. I can't afford 4. I've got to do it with what I've got. It's a bit of a shame, but anyway. Already, it's 300% better than it was. 1,000,000% better than it was. And there's more room, because I've got rid of all the shit. That's what I've got left there. Second coat. Still see them lines on that wall. Anyway, look how bright it is in there. It's not going to cover that well. It just isn't, but... like I said a second ago, when I did the first coat, it's a lot better than it was. So that's 2 coats. That's that. And you can see, you can just see. What a nice big room. Now you can see the rocks that I was talking about in the mass fill. Why are these walls weak? Why do they let in water? Skimping. Backfilling with large rocks. You can guarantee some of these rocks, if you look at the width of the wall, some of these rocks breach the entire wall, and therefore, and at the bottom you can see they thought they were being clever by putting rocks in the bottom before they cast the outside. Not clever. That's why we've got such water ingress in these walls. It's not big and it's not clever. This practice isn't allowed. Putting rubbish in cellar walls, footings, it's not permitted anymore, and this is the reason why. Nasty sharp bits of metal. No good for my feet. No good for Casper's feet. I'm sure everybody knows the magnet in the cup trick. Microwaves. Never throw away a microwave. There's so many useful things in a microwave. You got the magnets, really useful. You got the magnetron, really useful. Right? I'm just going to say, oh no, it's dangerous. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Crossing the road's more dangerous than a magnetron. So here we are in this lovely room. New light. Look at that. Look at the room. Amazing. Almost seems a shame now. So this room, which has been the dirtiest, well, it's the second dirtiest, nastiest, horriblest, darkest room in the cellar. I can't tell you how many times I've twisted my ankle, tripped over, got covered it. It's just not a nice place to be. It's where you stack wood. I'm turning it into a nice place, but I'm turning it into a useful place. So here we go. That is a section cut out from a... Oh, shall I tell you a story? My friend, he wanted me to take this oil tank out of his cellar so that he can use it for stacking pellets. Well, my back got bad, then I herniated a disc, and then there was an operation, and we've been through all that. So he cut it up with a sawzall, and he carried it out of his cellar. Now, the last time, I've taken quite a lot of shit out of that cellar. Anyway, the first time, one time we took a huge, great tank out. It took 6 of us. He crushed his foot, his back, his neck. Anyway, he's a bit of a liability. However, he's a monster of a man. How he got that... which you've just seen me cutting up, out of that cellar by himself, I have no idea. I have just no clue. I mean, he is a monster of a man. He is a teddy bear inside, as they all are, these monsters. Anyway, irony, it's come out of his cellar, it's now in mine. Who would have even thought? So when he took it out, like everything, I just stack it up, I'll pick it up with a forklift, put it in the yard. It's been sat in the yard most of last summer and over winter, or anyway, it's been sat there. I've cleaned it up. This is going to be my base. So the idea behind this, that is it's going to stop the wood punching on holes in the floor. It's also going to contain all the rubbish that comes down, all the bits of bark and dust and grit and crap and shit and ice and water and all of that. It's all going to land in there. Which means it's not going to be all over the floor. And the floor's all covered with pallets. And what happens is over time, as the wood comes down, underneath the pallets gets blocked up and it slows the air circulation flow, which is an absolute must for this room. This is going to prevent all of that. Also, it's going to stop the wood knocking the stacks over when it comes down. And the idea is to build a big enough containment area that one complete stillage container, whatever you want to call it, fits into there so you can download it through the chute, come down, then stack it. So there's my angle bit. There's the base. There's the back. Doesn't really need a back. I'm going to put it on the back to save all the pounding on the wall. And then these two sides, which were already down here, which is from another tank. And this will form the bases. Then I've got some gate ideas, and then I need to... One of the other problems with this chute is things get caught. You see there's lips. It gets caught and the chute jams up. So I want to do away with all that. So everything just comes hurtling down here without smashing anything. And enough, I'm going to weld it up. so where are we up to? Well, that's basically what I needed to achieve. So that will hold 1.2 cubic metres, 1.5 cubic metres, which is about the same as a stillage. And yeah, I probably did more welding than I needed to. I did a lot of welding. It probably doesn't need that much weld, but I don't spend enough time on the welder, so when I get an opportunity, I go through it. I've put a gate on the front there. What that will do is that will stop the wood spilling out, and when the first lot go down, they tend to bounce. So yeah, it's very hard, not so much with this setup, but with the way it was before. It was very dangerous to be in this wood room when somebody else is putting stuff down the chute, because they would literally fly around the room. And have I been it? Yep, several times. Anyway, so I've kind of got a containment door there. I've made a very simple latch. It's all welded up there. I've made some big improvements. Big improvements in the chute itself. So I've welded these plates there and these side bits on here, and that's going to stop everything getting caught. And that base has got a bit of flex in it. So where am I now? Well, I'm 10 hours into this. Since I started this morning, measuring up, collecting steel, getting everything down there, cutting, welding and doing all the little plates, and then making that was a safety guard. It was much bigger than that, so I've cut that down and re-welded it, welded the hinges on, made hinges, welded hinges, and tomorrow I want to be getting on with the top chute locker, top gate, hatch, and electrics and things. So I want to top coat this. I want to paint this now, tonight. And I need to do that door, obviously. So I'm going to try something I've not tried before. So this is hammerite, basically. This is a steel paint. And I'm going to attempt to spray it. Right, I've had a search through my scrap metal pile, and I'm pretty sure all this old angle iron was the old school fencing, goalposts or something or other. Anyway, there was a lot of it lying around there that was all bent up, and I've been using it, and I've just got all these short bent bits left. Well, them short bent bits I might be able to use for what I'm doing. So here's the scenario. There's the door into the shop, and that door has to open periodically to allow wood and things in, and then all these stillages, they have to be pulled through this shop on a pallet truck, and all the wood has to go down here, and you can see down there the new chute. Right, that's where it all has to go. And this bit of wood covers that hole, and none of it's very good. And I put another fireproof layer on this wall. I don't know, I can't remember, a couple of years ago, and it gets damaged. Anyway, so I want to put a steel locker hatch on here. Down there, every time you open this door in the winter, Obviously, -30 goes straight under the door, stays on the floor, goes across the floor, fills the cellar up. So let's see what we can make out of all this old rubbish. Okay, so there's the finished result. That's what was there. That's what is there now. And that's the hatch. Nice strong steel one. All welded up down there, painted. That's the new wood chute. And you can see that, you can't see it very well, but it goes down into that holding cage. Good job. Right, so I started loading out this room. Started laying down the pallets. I've got to put pallets along the walls. I've got the small kindling box in there and some things coming back in. I've still got to do the hole in the concrete, and we've got to do the plumbing and bits and pieces. But what I did was I put down 1/2 cubic metre of the nastiest, stickiest, small stuff that's likely to block, and always blocks the chute, that I possibly could, and it all landed straight in the cage. Zero blockage. Over the moon. Objective achieved. I can see the floor and the ceiling and the walls, and I can see everything. Nice new light. I've got to go down some money before I can buy the plumbing bits I need. I don't have what I need there. And like the hole in the floor. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I'm going to call that job done. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.